Hi guys, how's it going? It's Chris Graham here with another edition of We Love Bet. We're talking Football League again, so of course we're bringing in Sporting Bets. Marco here. How's it going, Mark?
Yeah, it's going well, thanks Chris. Yeah, very excited for Christmas.
Absolutely.
Glad to have got last week out of the way.
Bad week, was it?
Yeah, it was a bad week.
Yeah. What, love life? Or?
I wish. I wish it was love life.
Don't we all?
Let's not talk about last week.
Girls. Yeah. Let's not talk about
No,
girls.
just dreams at the moment.
Yeah. Just thoughts in bed at night alone. Anyway, you're excited about Christmas, aren't you? What's your favourite Christmas song?
Favourite Christmas song? Stop the Cavalry.
Oh, I like that. Donna Louie.
Yeah. Just Pips, Shakin' Stevens.
Oh, Merry Christmas every year. Christmas #1 in 1985. What was that?
Well done.
I don't know more.
Yeah?
Pretty much. That's very embarrassing party trick.
Geek. 1984.
Band-Aid, you know, it's Christmas, man, of course. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. First game, and one of the players in this first game has been ridiculed for the last half decade, you know. He played in the Premier League, well, played in the loosest sense of the word in the Premier League. He was awful, but he seems to have rediscovered some form, or discovered some form for Derby. I'm talking about Connor Salmon, of course. He's up against his team at Bristol City at the weekend. What's the bet?
I didn't know who that was going to be. Yeah, Derby at Bristol City. I just want to mention Bristol City briefly because Derek McInnes, Bristol City. I start with McInnes. I love the guy. I think he's a cool dude. You probably do as well, being a Scottish guy. But he always looks like a bit of a dude. And Bristol City plays some fantastic football under him. Okay, it's not always winning football, but it's entertaining football. And if you're a neutral like myself in the Championship, they're always a joy to watch. And absolutely delighted to see them beat Sheffield Wednesday last week. There was a lot of people opposing them, but I stuck with them, had them at draw no bet, and I was even more delighted to see Sheffield Wednesday. Well, their complaints whether when the goal went against them.
The fat goth was not happy. He was not happy.
Fat Goff was fuming.
Sorry, Dave.
Good enough for him. I'll start with a weird stat. It's a pointless stat. It's nothing to do with the bet at all. But weirdly, Bristol City have won 2 home games against the top 2 teams in the league.
Wow.
They've won 2 away games, which I think is correct, against the bottom 2 teams in the league.
Wow.
Yeah. Useless.
Fun start.
Fun, but useless. It's not going to win us money, but I'm going for over 2.5 goals here at 8-11. A little bit short, but when you're in a bad run like I am after last week, you got to play a little short one in there somewhere. While Bristol City yet to keep a clean sheet in the Championship, we're in December now, nearly 2013, yet to keep a clean sheet this year. 3 of their last 4 games have gone over 2.5 goals. They've actually all gone over 3.5 goals as well, those 3 games as well. And at Ashton Gate, 7 of their 10 games at home have seen 3 or more goals. And you look at Derby, and Derby for me, which I think I picked on this after I saw you say something about it. They're a team you just can't back. They're not cool enough. They're not a fashionable bet, are they?
So I got very close to it about October, but I thought, Jesus Christ, take a look at yourself, you're just about back in Derby. It's up there with treason and assault. Thankfully I managed to avoid it, but I've never backed Derby in my life, I never intend to. Great club though, I'm not going to pop it, I love Nigel Clough, good luck to them, but I just never back them.
I didn't think it was that bad, but I wouldn't back Derby myself, even if they're a decent price. And okay, some people might find them interesting because they played very well at Leeds last weekend, and they're in a decent patch of form as well. And to jump on the bandwagon, that Will Hughes in midfield looks like a stunning talent.
What a player, man.
Skills, eh?
I watched it this morning, and you know, he's just touching. He looks like a great prospect.
Yeah.
He looks about 12 as well, which is another bonus.
Great hair as well.
Great. It's just, it's almost like custard colour.
Yeah, I'm not going to carry on there. Simpsons hair. Weirdly, this is something I didn't pick up until today actually. 8 of their last 10 games for Derby have gone over 2.5 goals as well. 6 of their 10 games away from home over 2.5 goals. Only failed to score 5 times in the league. Only kept 3 clean sheets. They're the stats. 8-11 is a bet for me.
Makes a lot of sense. Absolutely, definitely. We'll move on to bet 2 now. I've got a tenuous link for this one. I was in Hartlepool once, and it's quite dark. It's no funny. I was in Hartlepool once, and I saw a grown man beat, like physically attack, a woman in the street. Horrible stuff, man. The link towards this is the team that Hartlepool are playing on Saturday. Their manager was attacked by opposing fans midweek. You know where I'm coming from, don't you? Carl Robinson, Milton Keynes Dons, Hartlepool, that man. What's the bet?
Good link.
Awful.
Yeah, the Dons. The Dons. They were lost at Brentford at the weekend. 3-2. A game I thought was going to be very, very tight. I thought it was going to be a draw. I thought it was going to be 0-0, 1-1. I didn't think it was going to be a great game to watch. But from the highlights I've seen, it looked like a fantastic match. And there's no qualms of alluding to Brentford at the moment. I think they're one of the teams to watch in League One. Uwe Rosler's got them playing very, very well. Well, the Dons are up against Hartlepool, and this is coming back to haunt me now, but I've said for a few weeks that Hartlepool aren't as bad as the league, and potentially the results have shown, and I did the stats today, and they're not pretty, are they? 11 points adrift off safety, 1 win all season, 14 defeats in 21 league games, 11 defeats in their last 14 league games, 39 goals against. It's not very pretty, is it?
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah, I think they're bad. I think they're rubbish.
John Hughes has went in there as well.
I've got that down here, John Hughes. I don't know a lot about him, so I thought you might be able to.
He did great at Hibs over one season. I think they finished in the top 3. He did really great. He played for Celtic as well. Sort of lumbering centre half. I mean, not a glamorous player at all, but I thought he got sacked pretty hastily at Hibs. But yeah, a good manager. It's not started well, was it?
3 defeats from 4 under him since he's been appointed. And a trip to the MK Dons isn't exactly the most appetising for a manager who's looking for his first win.
Great home record. Dons.
Yeah. Before that defeat against Brentford, they'd actually won 5 of their last 6, and we're starting to show the bit of form which we all expect them to be in the top 6 at the end of the season. And they've actually only conceded 5 goals in the home league games, 6 clean sheets in 10 at home as well in the league. Hartlepool have failed to score in 6 of their 10 matches away from home. You can get 5-4 and MK Dons to win to 0, which I think is a bet here.
Yeah, unfortunately for John Yogi Hughes. Third pick, for some violence again. It's one of the teams is a place I think if you got you beaten up or mugged, it would be probably in a place like this. I've never been, even though I live in London, but Dagenham is a place I imagine where you need to keep your dagger in your hand. Sorry.
Over to me.
Yeah.
We talked about them a few weeks ago actually, I think, and I just think they needed another shout out because John Still, Dagenham, the club, what they're achieving consistently now is absolutely fantastic. I love the club, I love him, I love Dagenham, and I love the price of 4-5 for Dagenham to beat Barnet at home this weekend. Because after that sort of routine, dreadful start which they seem to have, actually Barnet seem to have it as well every season as well, the two teams. They've actually only lost 3 league games now since the 18th of September. That's a 14-match streak, only 3 defeats, which is really, really impressive. Dwight Gale's of course gone back to Peterborough on loan, but they're still getting goals, they're still getting victories as well, and in their home games as well, 4 of their last, well this is not in the home games, but they've won 4 of their last 6. Actually, in their last 6 at home, they've actually won 4 of their last 6 as well. So works out the same in the end. Barnet, of course, I think they're a team that can be opposed at all times. They seem to have lost the buzz since Edgar Davids has arrived, and I think his red card in one of the games, which ended up in them losing and a suspension,
kind of fell apart from there.
Winless in 5 League 2 matches. They've actually drawn 3 of them, but they were home games that they've drawn against Wimbledon, Oxford and Accrington, and they're games they have to be winning if they look at survival. Away from home, they lost 7 of their 10 games. They only scored 5 times away from home, and Dagenham at 4-5, I think, are a bet here.
Absolutely. I hope Dagenham win because in my other job, I've offered to streak naked if Barnet stay up this year. God, I wouldn't subject that to any human being. So I think for everyone's sake, Dagenham should beat Barnet. So what's your 3 picks?
The Daggers 4-5 beat Barnet. Don't go out and Dagenham at night time, but back them at 4-5. MK Dons to win to 0 at 5-4 against Hartlepool. Rubbish Hartlepool, and Bristol City Derby. We want goals over 2.5 at 8-11.
We do. We want goals. We want Connor Salmon to score. Cheers.